UK, big business, we linked up in the UK with them outlaws, no live forever, and we mash hard, and we stay by the shadow.
Hey yo, you already know what time it is. This your boy M. Nell, Merciless, the one and only. You know I'm always tuned in, every day, all day. You already know who I'm rocking with, that ain't a question or a doubt. I'm rocking with my fucking boy, live from the UK, Fonzie Neutron, right.
There's been a lot of talk on the interwebs, on the, you know, the internet streets about Ice-T originally having his song 99 Problems being remade by Jay-Z. I'm going to share some audio from a clip that is Ice-T speaking on Jay-Z actually approaching him at the GRAMMYS and asking him if he was mad about it. So, check it. Let's see if I can pull this up. We're going to check this out.
I'm at the Grammys and Jay-Z comes to me. He says, Ice, you know I love you, right? I said, yeah. He says, well, you know, it's on the internet that you mad. I said, I'm not mad. They're bringing up all kind of interviews about it, and they asked me the story, and I told them the true story. At the end of the day, we did 99 Problems. At the end of the record, you could have said, Ice!
Right, yeah.
You could have given me a little dab or something. Yeah. I said, but I'm not mad at it. But what happened was people wanted to know the story. Now, Whoop There It Is comes from Magic City. The tag team were the DJs at the Magic City. And when the girls would bend over, they say, Whoop, there it is. Okay. So Marquise says to me, I'm sitting there all them nights in Magic City. That was the phrase that pays, man. Like, he's like, I missed that tag. Then out of nowhere, he goes, man, I got 99 Problems. Ain't one. I said, what'd you just say? And he said, and I said, that's a song. So I made the song. Rick Rubin and Jay were getting ready to make a record, and they said, what record should we remake? And Chris Rock brought up 99 Problems. Jay-Z remade the song. He changed the verses, but he even took the hit me, you know. Yeah. So he did it. And they say those who say don't know and those who know don't say. I didn't come out saying, oh, Jay-Z went after this, that. But now we're in the social media area. Mm-hmm. And they like, let's see what we could turn into a beef. Let's see what we could turn into a problem. I got nope.
Yeah, so you know, you heard some of that clip right there. Jay-Z speaking, Ice-T speaking on Jay-Z, asking him about the situation at the GRAMMYS. I mean, to me, what's kind of interesting about this one is, you know, definitely shouts out to Ice-T and the fact that it speaks to just how, you know, some songs that we're familiar with, the original inception to them and stuff, and how they came about. You know, it would have been nice for Jay to probably give him that salute or whatever on there as well to let the fans know, but that doesn't always happen in songs, especially in hip-hop. We know hip-hop is known for, you know, sampling and remaking a lot of songs, and it doesn't always give that tip of the cap. If you know, you know. You think of even like Drake does a lot of stuff like that recently, where he takes, you know, stuff from Too Short, Pink Speed, different artists.
No, but see how Drake did it with Too Short. He was showing homage, and he showed homage. You feel me? And he showed homage to E40. I think what Jay-Z did is what you call stealing. That's what they call this. Yeah, I think that's what they call this. They call it stealing. And so I'm explaining this shit. I'm gonna break this shit down. What it is that you'll have these big celebrities. You'll have okay, mediocre MCs, and you'll have top MCs. So the top MC is around. The top MC is traveling around. He's in the studio. He's taking pictures. He's doing all his press runs. He's doing all this shit. You know what I mean? So he really doesn't have the time to sit up like how he was on the corner, you know what I mean? Or just, you know, vibing and chilling. And all of a sudden these words come out. These words, these sayings and all this shit come out. So you have a person like a Jay-Z or a Snoop Dogg or somebody with that type of caliber and height that will see these young dudes, they see Jay-Z, they see the Snoops. So they trying to show off and they coming with their best shit and they little slangs and popping their collars and doing all this old type of shit. Not knowing that it's going to be years before these cats come out to display these words, these slangs and all this type of shit. But a dude like Snoop Dogg, he get a hold to it and hear it. Anything that he puts out, anything he says, he's constantly on camera. Anything that he says, everybody's going to fall all on it. They gonna grasp into it. You hear what Snoop said, you hear what Jay-Z said, all this type of shit, not knowing that it was somebody else who actually came with it. But Snoop knew, or Jay-Z knew, that this person may not come out. Now Ice-T is big. It's my homie. That's my downfall. That's my homie. He know that Ice-T is not having the same run that he was musically that he has. Ice-T shit is movies now. You know, this is a while ago, but still no, Ice-T was on movies. So Jay-Z he had that fire up on him. He's still out. He's still putting records out. He's still, you know, in the mix. So of course he like, nigga Ice-T ain't about to do shit with this song. But that title was it. And he took it and ran with it and did what he did with it. Now his character is not looking so good after Ice-T says this, because anybody that's normal, that got respect, is gonna show homage and pay homage. But how would that look? Jay-Z taking something from Ice-T and putting it out. You know what I'm saying? And showing homage to him when Jay-Z's supposed to be the king of New York, or the king of not letting nobody, you know, all his shit is, this is a nigga who go up in there and don't even write. You know what I'm saying? He go off the top of his head, all the stories that we hear about Jay-Z being in the studio and all that. So for him to do that, to be on that, and to show homage to Ice-T, which he should have, because I think Ice-T was through with it before you niggas knew what to do with it. You understand what I'm talking about? So I feel like, you know, I'm not throwing too much shade on Jay-Z, but it kind of make his character look kind of funny. You know, you got Dame Dash that's constantly on it, letting niggas know, like, this nigga's a, you know what I mean? Like, on some real shit. So the fact that he did do that with Ice-T, and Ice-T had to come out and expose it, and then he did it on the shade, hey, you know what I'm saying, at the GRAMMYS, hey, you know what I'm saying? No, nigga, expose it. Yeah, say that you took it.
I could hear that vantage point. I know there's definitely, you know, multiple sides to each story. We can't say, you know, what Jay's intention was. Maybe he had the best intention. We have seen, even on YouTube, people have put together clips saying, you know, Jay-Z the biter, and they've got, like, you know, a Jay-Z verse and a big verse and a Jay-Z verse and a pop.
He took a lot of big verse. And
you know, there's always people gotta look at, is that paying homage, or is it artistic interpretation? Because I guess people know that, you know, sort of like, if Jay-Z chooses to do that stuff, you know, people might look at it and support it. Some people might dislike it, but they can't really take nothing or too much away from him as an artist. But then again, with that being said, you've got people questioning even now his artistic integrity. We've seen Big Gipp doing a string of interviews and speaking in regards to, like, Tupac and stuff, and saying, you know, if Pac was still around, or if this person was still around, Jay-Z's career might have been different. I mean, ultimately, we know that
of course, it would have been different. Of course it would have been different.
It would have been different in that aspect. Yeah, I mean, we know
if Biggie would have been alive, who was Jay-Z? The same nigga that was hanging up with Jazzo with the Hawaiian shirts on? That's what you talking about? My whole thing is this. If you look at it, he did a lot of taking. A lot of bigs taking. You know, most person can say that they're your friend and all that type of shit, but you in the way. So that's, in order for Jay-Z to be who he was, Pac had to die. Pac, people ask Jay-Z, if you ever met Tupac, never met him a day in his life. And Tupac had no problems on going all the way in on Jay-Z. He already seen that he was going to be the person that was going to be in the way, because, you know what I'm saying, he was getting that notoriety and all that. But man, who would Jay-Z be if you know, I'm not, and I ain't taking away, throwing no shade on Jay-Z like that. I love Jay-Z music. I know all this shit and all that. The greats, you're supposed to study them. You're supposed to study the greats to see what's making them great. But I'm just keeping it 100. He took a lot, stole a lot of lines. You know, even Nas even said, how many verses from Biggie gonna come out your fat lips? You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it 100.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, you know, did say you made it a hot line to Nas. I made it a hot song. I mean, we know Jay just, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I've never been the biggest Jay-Z fan. I always respected him as an artist from his ability, you know, especially from having a certain level of lyrical ability and stuff. And you know, I was primarily a Pac fan. And similarly to when you hear these interviews when people talk about Pimp C and they say, you know, Pimp C didn't want to mess with Jay-Z because Pac dissed him out. I, like a lot of Pac fans, had that mindset as well for many years, but it was like anybody Pac didn't mess with, I wasn't messing with, you know, and it was...
Tupac don't like him, I don't like him, and all that. You know what I mean?
I was sort of like that with Jay, and it took me some years to really start listening to him more and stuff, and respecting, I guess, more of the businessman and other things that he became, and just the way he moved in a different respect. But I don't want to go too much that direction, because I want to go back to what some of the points Ice-T made, which I thought was interesting. We see that not only if it's true that Jay-Z approached him and asked him that, it kind of quantifies that when we see these stories going viral online and stuff, we know that these celebrities are definitely paying attention and watching, stuff's getting back to them and stuff like that as well. That quantifies that. And also a point that Ice-T made, he said Jay-Z asked him about it, and he had to explain to him, like, he just told the story, which is just a story and stuff.
He told the truth.
There ain't no hate involved. He just told the story. I mean, he told his how he seen it. Jay-Z can tell how it came about on his end, and in between that, they can find obviously a truthful result. But it just brings back to sort of the stuff that Master P was saying as well, and about the statute of limitations and that sort of stuff. Not just dealing with artists, but just in terms of when we're looking at modern media and stuff nowadays. You're gonna get that where people have the right to kind of tell stories and stuff. Because we see that their eyes telling a story, somebody might construe it one way, but I mean, he has a right to tell his experience.
Right. I don't think that it should be a statute of limitation on it, because look how long Ice took to even come out and say it. But you never know why Ice came out and said it. He could have said it when it first came out. You feel what I'm saying? But he didn't. Because sometimes people be like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? All right. But then you may look again a couple of years later and like, this nigga feeling himself too much, or he being a lot on it, or he's getting a whole lot of praise. But I bet you they don't know that he stole this song. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Jay-Z was tripping too. Like, damn, why he wait all this time to say it now? You know what I'm saying? Because it needs to be exposed. Like I said, I met Jay-Z before. He's hella arrogant. A lot on it, if you ask me. But that don't take away from his business savvy and his hustle. I respect that. I respect his music too. But at the same time, when I meet him, he's like, I don't know, he seemed like he changed. But you're going to change when you get a whole bunch of money. But at the same time, you should never forget about those bad times, or those times when you was hustling and all of that. I don't know. When I be looking at these little interviews and these little award shows, and I see Jay-Z, he's at the Rock brunch. You know what I'm saying? And the dude took a picture, and he's putting you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminded me of the father from Coming to America that played, you know what I'm saying? That played the father. He was like hella bougie and acting hella funny. Like Jay-Z has been acting funny lately.
Yeah, they got different, I guess, ways of how he's perceived. We did see 50 Cent always seems to be chiming in on these shows, saying that he feels Jay-Z's trying to embody the characteristics of a gay painter, making some reference to Basquiat and his whole style of the meter. But I mean, pause Jay. I prefer to see niggas rocking the dreads, so he rocking the dreads. Pause,
cut that shit off.
At least he tried to rep for the culture. You know what I mean?
Ain't repping no culture. You need to cut that shit off. Jay-Z was it when they came out with the Rock, with all of them all together, Benny Siegel, Freeway. That's when Jay-Z was it. Other than that, man, cut that shit off, man. You out there looking like the Hawaiian Punch Man, man. Cut that shit off, man.
He tried to rock the natty, man.
Right. No, that's that. I'm so rich, I can look any motherfucking way. I can look any way. And people going to accept me. I ain't no ugly billionaires and all that. Bruh, cut that shit off.
Yeah, Flossie, definitely not. You got no love for Jay, bro.
No, I do got love for Jay. He being a lot on it. We just keeping it on it. Now, when Jay-Z get sermons, I'll be like, that Jay-Z, that he popping. When they came out the parking lot pimping and all of that. But right now, that money didn't change them, which is going to change you. But this is, you should never keep your mind off of that black thought, because no matter in this world, no matter how much money that you have, you still is an NIGGA, and that's real deal Holyfield.
Join us on the line, bout.online.com, for the hottest UK US flavor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops of content.